In a distant galaxy, a large space station buzzed with activity. This was the headquarters of the Galactic Council, a powerful group of alien leaders who ruled many planets. They were wise and feared, but today they were worried. They gathered in a grand chamber where holographic images of Earth floated in the air. "Look at them," said Counselor Varnak, a tall, green-skinned alien with sharp features. "Humans are advancing quickly. They are developing new technologies and weapons. Soon, they could become a serious threat to us." The room fell silent. Many council members exchanged worried glances. They had heard stories about Earth. The humans were clever, and their fighting spirit was legendary. But some council members believed humans were still weak, living in a primitive state. "Why wait until they are a danger?" asked Counselor Rylus, a shorter alien with bright blue skin and large eyes. "We should strike first. We can easily defeat them before they have a chance to grow stronger." Another council member, Counselor Thera, shook her head. "No, Rylus! We cannot act on fear. War brings destruction. We should try to communicate with them instead." But Rylus wasn't convinced. What if they refuse to talk? What if they prepare for war while we waste time? "We must be proactive." The debate heated up. Some members supported Rylus, while others sided with Thera. The discussions became loud, filled with anger and fear. Varnak tried to calm everyone down. "Listen," he shouted. "We need to decide quickly. The longer we wait, the more dangerous humans could become." Finally, after hours of arguing, a vote was called. The result was close, but the war supporters won. They decided to prepare for an invasion of Earth. The council members felt a mix of excitement and dread. Some believed they were doing the right thing. Others feared they were making a grave mistake. Meanwhile, on Earth, life continued as usual. People went about their daily routines, unaware of the danger approaching from the stars. In a secure military base, General Sarah Lewis, a respected leader known for her quick thinking and bravery, received urgent news. Intelligence reports indicated that the Galactic Council was planning an attack. "What do we know about them?" she asked her team, frowning. "If they're truly planning to invade, we need to be ready." The room filled with busy officers and analysts, each working hard to gather information. They reported back about the Council's military strength, their ships, and their advanced technology. The data was alarming, showing that the aliens had powerful weapons and a fleet that could easily overwhelm Earth's defenses. General Lewis listened carefully. "We can't let fear take over. We must think strategically. How can we turn this situation in our favor?" Her team worked through the night, analyzing every detail. They knew they needed to be smarter and faster than their enemy. They had to outthink the Council, who underestimated the humans. Days passed, and as the Council prepared for war, General Lewis devised a plan. She realized they needed more than just technology. They needed a spirit of unity among all humans. It was time to rally everyone together. Meanwhile, the Council was busy developing their attack strategy. Rylus was eager to lead the charge against Earth. "We will show them that they are no match for us," he declared, rallying the support of the other members. Varnak was uneasy, but kept his thoughts to himself. He remembered the tales of human resilience and courage. "We must not underestimate them," he whispered to himself, worried about the decision they had made. Back on Earth, General Lewis called for a worldwide broadcast. She wanted everyone to know the truth about the alien threat. "We face a challenge like never before, but we will not back down," she said passionately, her voice strong and clear. "Together, we will fight for our home." As her words echoed around the world, people felt a surge of hope. They began to prepare, gathering resources and strengthening their defenses. Meanwhile, in the vastness of space, the Council was readying their fleet for war, unaware that the humans were not the weaklings they thought they were. The stage was set for an epic confrontation. A dangerous plan had been made, but the outcome was uncertain. Would the Galactic Council succeed, or would they awaken a sleeping giant? The fate of both worlds hung in the balance. As the Galactic Council finalized its plans for war, a different kind of preparation was underway on Earth. General Sarah Lewis stood at the center of a military base, surrounded by officers and analysts. The tension in the room was palpable, but her determination shone through. "Ladies and gentlemen, we face an enemy that thinks we are weak," she began, her voice steady. "They believe we are unprepared for war. We must show them they are wrong. We are humans, and we fight for our home." Her words ignited a spark of courage in her team. They had gathered intelligence on the Galactic Council, and it painted a worrying picture. The aliens possessed advanced technology and an impressive fleet. But General Lewis knew that humans had something the Council did not: sheer willpower. "We have to think outside the box," she continued. "Let's gather our best scientists and military minds. We need to develop strategies and weapons that will give us an edge." The officers nodded in agreement. They quickly split into groups, each tasked with a specific mission. Some focused on improving current weaponry, while others worked on creating new defensive systems. The urgency of the situation fueled their efforts. Meanwhile, word of the impending invasion spread throughout the world. Citizens reacted in different ways. Some were scared, while others felt a sense of anger and determination. Many volunteered to join the military, wanting to protect their homes and families. The spirit of unity began to rise, binding people together in a common cause. In labs and workshops, engineers and scientists worked tirelessly. They studied the alien technology that had been gathered from previous encounters. Slowly, they began to adapt some of those designs, hoping to turn the Council's advantages into their own. Amidst all this activity, General Lewis made a discovery. During her research, she stumbled upon ancient texts that spoke of a powerful weapon used by humans long ago, a weapon that could unleash tremendous energy. It had been thought lost to time, but its blueprints were hidden in archives around the world. This could be the key, she thought, her heart racing. If they could rebuild this weapon, it could level the playing field against the Galactic Council. She immediately called a meeting with her top scientists. "Listen up, everyone," she said, excitement bubbling in her voice. "We need to locate and reconstruct this ancient weapon. It may be our only chance to surprise the aliens." The scientists quickly mobilized, each one passionate about the mission. They traveled to various locations, searching for the blueprints and materials needed to create the weapon. It was a race against time, but they felt a renewed sense of purpose. As days passed, the base buzzed with energy. Soldiers trained harder, pushing their limits to prepare for the upcoming battle. Civilians joined in support, organizing rallies to boost morale. Every effort mattered, and the sense of solidarity was contagious. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council watched from afar, unaware of the human resolve brewing on Earth. They continued to prepare their ships and weapons, convinced that their superiority would guarantee a swift victory. Rylus, eager for the glory of war, often rallied his fellow council members, boasting about their inevitable triumph. "We will crush them!" he exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "Let them prepare. They will see the true power of the Galactic Council." Varnak, though supportive of the war effort, could not shake the feeling of unease. He had studied humans and knew that they were capable of great things, especially when pushed to the brink. "We must be careful not to underestimate them," he cautioned during council meetings. But his warnings often went unheeded. Back on Earth, the day of reckoning drew closer. General Lewis and her team worked around the clock. Finally, they managed to recover the weapon's design and began constructing it. It was an enormous machine, capable of generating immense energy. If completed in time, it could turn the tide of battle. As the last pieces were put together, General Lewis felt a surge of hope. "This is our chance," she said to her team. "We can show the Council what humans are truly capable of. Together we will fight and we will not back down." With their spirits high and their preparations nearly complete, the humans awaited the alien invasion, ready to defend their world. The Galactic Council had made a grave mistake, and soon they would learn that underestimating humanity was a dangerous gamble. The day of the attack finally arrived. The Galactic Council's fleet, a massive armada of sleek metallic ships, glided through the vastness of space toward Earth. Each ship was armed with powerful weapons and equipped with advanced technology, gleaming under the light of distant stars. The council members were filled with excitement, confident that victory was within their grasp. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Sarah Lewis stood on the command deck of her military base, her eyes fixed on the monitors. "They're coming," she said, her voice steady despite the tension in the air. "Prepare for battle! All units go to red alert!" The room erupted into action. Soldiers scrambled to their positions, and the sound of boots pounding against the floor filled the command center. Men and women were ready to defend their planet, determined to fight for their homes and loved ones. As the alien fleet approached, General Lewis rallied her troops. "Listen up, everyone! This is our moment! We've trained hard, and we are prepared. They think we are weak, but we are anything but. We are humans, and we will protect our home." Her words filled the soldiers with courage. They knew the odds were against them, but they also knew they had something powerful, their will to fight. They took their positions, ready to defend Earth with everything they had. In the skies above, the alien ships began their descent. The council members were eager to unleash their firepower. "Open fire!" shouted Rylus, filled with excitement. The ships shot beams of energy down toward Earth, illuminating the sky with bright colors. The first strikes hit the cities, causing chaos and destruction. Buildings crumbled and people screamed in panic as they tried to escape. But in the midst of the chaos, General Lewis had anticipated this. "Activate our defenses!" she commanded. On the ground, Earth's defense systems sprang to life. Soldiers manned their positions and missiles shot into the air to meet the incoming alien fire. The skies filled with explosions as humans fought back. They were determined to show the Council that they would not be easily defeated. As the alien ships approached closer, General Lewis ordered the deployment of their secret weapon. "Get the energy generator ready," she shouted. The machine they had built was huge, standing tall on the base's launch pad. It hummed with energy, ready to unleash its power. "Stand by!" the technicians called out. "We need a clear shot!" The aliens, thinking they had the upper hand, continued their assault. But they were met with fierce resistance. Humans fought valiantly, using everything they had. The air was thick with the sound of gunfire, explosions, and cries of determination. Suddenly, the energy generator was ready. "Now!" General Lewis commanded. The technicians pressed buttons and the machine roared to life. A brilliant beam of energy shot into the sky, piercing through the chaos. The beam struck the nearest alien ship, causing it to explode in a spectacular display of lights. The council members were shocked. They had not expected such a powerful response from the humans. Rylus's confidence began to waver as he watched his fleet take damage. "Regroup!" he shouted, trying to maintain control. But the damage was done. More ships began to fall, and the tide of battle started to shift. On the ground, soldiers cheered as they witnessed the destruction of the alien fleet. Their spirits soared, and they fought with renewed energy. The realization that they could stand up to the Galactic Council fueled their determination. As the battle raged on, General Lewis continued to strategize. "We have them on the run! Keep the pressure up! We cannot let them regroup!" The soldiers pushed forward, launching a counterattack. They moved with precision and teamwork, hitting the aliens where it hurt. The Galactic Council's confidence turned into fear as they realized the humans were not the weaklings they had believed. In the command center, General Lewis monitored the battle, her heart pounding. She knew that they had only just begun to fight back. They had shown the Council the true spirit of humanity, but they had to keep their momentum. "Stay focused," she urged her team. As the day wore on, the sky above Earth became a battleground. Explosions lit up the horizon, and the sounds of war echoed across the land. Humans were fighting for their lives, and they were proving to be a formidable foe. The Galactic Council had made a grave mistake by underestimating humans. The attack had begun, but the outcome was still uncertain. Would the humans rise to victory, or would the Council find a way to turn the tide back in their favor? The battle was far from over. The battle raged on, and General Sarah Lewis felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. The skies were filled with chaos as alien ships fought fiercely against the defenders of Earth. Although they had gained some ground, the Galactic Council was relentless. Each moment was a test of courage and strength. As explosions lit up the horizon, General Lewis knew it was time to escalate their efforts. "We need to deploy the secret weapon now," she commanded, determination etched on her face. The energy generator they had constructed was their best chance to turn the tide of battle. In the control room, technicians hurried to prepare the weapon for launch. The generator hummed with raw power, ready to unleash its devastating force. Soldiers lined up, anxious but ready for the command. They had worked hard for this moment, and they could feel the electricity in the air. "Activate the targeting system," Lewis shouted. The technicians swiftly operated the controls, locking onto the largest alien ship, the flagship of the Council. If they could take down the flagship, it would send a strong message to the enemy. The screen flickered, showing the alien ship's position. It was massive and imposing, gliding through the sky like a beast ready to strike. Rylus, the Council's commander, was aboard, his arrogance still evident. He had no idea that the humans were about to unleash their secret weapon. "Ready the weapon," Lewis called out, her heart racing. The room was tense, filled with the sounds of machinery and the focus of the team. Every second felt like an eternity. "Stand by!" shouted a technician. "We need to charge it to full power." General Lewis glanced at the battle unfolding outside. The aliens were closing in again, firing beams of energy that tore through the sky. Her soldiers were fighting bravely, but she could see fatigue setting in. "We can't hold them off for much longer," she thought. "Charging at full capacity," another technician announced. The generator glowed brighter, the energy building up like a storm about to break. "Now!" General Lewis shouted. "Fire the weapon!" With a roar, the energy beam shot from the generator, arcing toward the alien flagship. The beam was a dazzling display of light and power, slicing through the air like a comet. The humans watched with bated breath, hoping their gamble would pay off. The beam struck the flagship, and a tremendous explosion rocked the sky. The ship erupted into a cloud of debris, its lights flickering out as it disintegrated. The sight sent shockwaves through both the human forces and the alien fleet. "Look, they hit the flagship!" shouted one of the soldiers, disbelief in his voice. Rylus stood in shock aboard his remaining ships. "No! This cannot be happening!" he screamed. The pride he felt moments before vanished, replaced by fear and confusion. His once mighty fleet began to falter, their confidence shattered. Encouraged by their success, General Lewis rallied her troops. "We can do this! They are not invincible! Let's push forward and show them what humanity can achieve." The soldiers cheered, their spirits ignited by the destruction of the flagship. They pressed on, launching an offensive against the remaining alien ships. The tide of the battle had turned, and they fought with newfound strength and determination. As the humans advanced, the alien fleet began to retreat, their ships firing wildly in a desperate attempt to escape. The council members were in disarray, unsure how to respond to the unexpected turn of events. Varnak, who had warned about underestimating humans, was proven right. "Rylus, we must regroup," he urged, concern lining his face. "This is not a fight we can win today. We need to pull back and reassess our strategy." Rylus, still in shock, finally nodded, though his pride was wounded. "Fine. Sound the retreat," he ordered, his voice heavy with defeat. As the alien ships began to withdraw, General Lewis watched the screen with a mix of triumph and caution. "Stay alert," she told her team. "They may retreat now, but we cannot let our guard down. They will come back stronger." The humans had achieved an incredible victory, but the war was far from over. They had proven their worth to the Galactic Council, but Lewis knew the Council would not stay silent for long. They had unleashed their secret weapon, and now they had to prepare for the inevitable counterattack. As night fell over Earth, the soldiers celebrated their hard-fought victory. They cheered, hugged, and shared stories of bravery. But deep inside, General Lewis felt a stirring sense of urgency. The battle had been won, but the war had just begun, and she needed to be ready for whatever the Galactic Council had planned next. The morning sun rose over Earth, casting a golden light across the battlefield. But for General Sarah Lewis, the dawn brought no comfort. Instead, it felt like the calm before the storm. After the victory over the Galactic Council's flagship, she knew the aliens would come back, and this time they would be ready. In the command center, the atmosphere was tense. Soldiers moved quickly, preparing for what was expected to be the final showdown. General Lewis stood at the front, her eyes scanning the faces of her team. "Listen up, everyone! We have proven that we can stand against the Council, but they won't take their defeat lightly. They will return stronger, and we need to be prepared." Her voice was steady, but inside she felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. She remembered the chaos of the previous battles, the explosions, the screams, and the faces of her fallen comrades. But she also felt hope. Her people had fought bravely, and they had something the aliens did not: determination. Suddenly, an alarm blared through the command center, cutting through the silence. A technician shouted, "Incoming ships! The Galactic Council is back!" The room erupted into action. Soldiers rushed to their positions, grabbing weapons and checking their gear. General Lewis's heart raced as she took her place at the command table. "Prepare the defenses! We need to show them we are ready for anything." Outside, the sky darkened as the Council's fleet appeared, more massive and menacing than before. Their ships glided ominously, ready to unleash their fury. Rylus, now furious and determined, stood at the helm of the leading ship. "We will crush them this time!" he declared, his voice echoing through the command center. "They will regret ever challenging the Galactic Council." As the alien ships began to fire, beams of energy shot through the air, striking the ground with explosive force. The earth shook, and the sound of destruction filled the atmosphere. General Lewis shouted, "Return fire! Engage the enemy!" The humans responded with a fierce determination. They activated their defense systems, launching missiles into the sky. The air was filled with explosions as the two forces collided. Soldiers shouted commands, coordinating their attacks with precision. The battle escalated quickly. The aliens, fueled by rage and a desire for revenge, charged forward. But the humans were ready, holding their ground against the onslaught. The energy beams lit up the sky, mixing with the smoke and chaos. It was a spectacle of war, but for those fighting, it was a struggle for survival. As the fighting intensified, General Lewis spotted a group of alien ships flanking her left side. "Focus your fire over there!" she commanded. "We need to cut them off." Her orders rang clear, and the soldiers responded, redirecting their attacks toward the advancing ships. They fought with everything they had, determined to protect their home. Lewis could see their resolve. Each soldier was willing to risk everything for victory. In the heat of battle, the ground shook as the alien ships retaliated. An explosion rocked the command center, and dust filled the air. Lewis steadied herself, refusing to let fear take hold. "Keep fighting! We can win this!" she shouted, rallying her troops. But as the battle wore on, the tide began to turn again. The alien fleet was relentless, pushing forward with renewed fury. Rylus, now desperate, ordered a full assault. No mercy. "We will take their planet!" As beams of energy filled the sky, a new strategy emerged in General Lewis's mind. "Get the energy generator online again," she ordered. "We need to unleash everything we have left." Technicians rushed to activate the generator, the machine humming with energy. Lewis could feel the tension building. "This is our last chance. We must hit them hard." Finally, the generator came to life. "Target the central command ship," Lewis commanded, her heart racing. The technicians worked feverishly to lock onto their target. With a loud roar, the energy beam shot from the generator, slicing through the air. It struck the command ship with incredible force, creating a blinding explosion. The shockwave rippled through the battlefield, and the alien fleet began to falter. The humans seized the moment. "Push forward! We can win!" Lewis shouted, her voice filled with adrenaline. The soldiers rallied, fighting with everything they had. One by one, alien ships fell from the sky, and the humans advanced. The Galactic Council's forces were crumbling, their confidence shattered. Rylus, now panicking, ordered a retreat. "We must go! Fall back!" he screamed. But it was too late. As the last of the alien ships fled, General Lewis stood tall among her troops. They had faced the impossible and emerged victorious. Cheers erupted around her, and the realization of what they had accomplished settled in. They had fought against a powerful enemy and defended their home. The battle was over, but the war had changed them forever. They had shown the Galactic Council that humanity was not to be underestimated. And as the sun set over the battlefield, General Lewis knew that they would always stand ready to protect Earth.